Then, guys, it's going to be important also to understand more on the situation of Bouaddi, this very talented midfielder from Lille and the Moroccan national team, one of the faces of this World Cup. 18 years old, the debut game between Morocco and Brazil by Bouaddi was fantastic, special. We all have in our eyes the quality of Bouaddi playing against legends of the game like Casemiro, like Fabinho. So Bouaddi is a top talent. Lille have been smart in signing a new contract with Bouaddi before the World Cup, so Lille can control the deal. Manchester City have genuine interest in Bouaddi. He's one of the players being considered by Manchester City eventually for summer 2027. So the idea of Manchester City, the starting idea, then let's see how conversations develop, could be to try go for the player in summer 2027. So Manchester City have an interest in Bouaddi. I'm told that also Paris Saint-Germain have been in touch with people close to the player. PSG have different priorities, attack and defense, but Paris Saint-Germain have also been in touch with people close to the player to understand the situation. So let's see what's going to happen with Bouaddi. I told you that Arsenal and Liverpool had meetings before the World Cup for this boy, so both clubs were already tracking him. Manchester City are in a conversation for eventually 2027, so we have to keep close eye to this boy because there is going to be a lot of movement, and let's see who's going to win the race for Bouaddi. For sure, a very, very interesting race. Let me mention again, Manchester City remain in conversations for Bouaddi, the talent from Morocco. Manchester City made contact with people closer to the player already some time ago. The idea, according to my information from Manchester City, would be, let's try to sign the player now for summer 2027. So let the player stay at Lille one more season and then eventually go to Manchester City in 2027. It's not done, but Manchester City are trying to work on this system, this structure of the deal. There are more clubs involved because Liverpool had meetings, Arsenal had meetings, many clubs are keen. Paris Saint-Germain keep following the player, but why Paris Saint-Germain are not closing for one of the best talents in the French league? Because Paris Saint-Germain priority this summer is up front and in the back, centre back and players up front. This is the priorities for Paris Saint-Germain. This is why at the moment for Bouaddi they are not advancing, and this is why Manchester City are trying to take advantage and try to get the deal done eventually for 2027. Then, if in these conversations they will decide to do the deal now, I will let you know. But at the moment, it's still the kind of...
Andy Robertson will be leaving at the end of the season. This is what they say after 9 hugely successful campaigns at Anfield. The Scotland captain will leave the club when his contract expires in the summer. They say that he will do so as a genuine Liverpool legend, having played a fundamental role in the successes of recent years over the course of his 373 appearances to date. Robertson has won 2 Premier League titles, the Champions League, the FA Cup, 2 League Cups, as well as the FIFA Club World Cup, UEFA Super Cup and Community Shield. He's done a lot there for that club. They call him an absolute legend. And they say that he will be bringing his career to an end at Liverpool at the end of the current season. Some quotes here from Andy Robertson. He says, "I will always look back on amazing memories at this football club. I've put my heart and soul into the club for 9 years, and I've not got many regrets."
They got there in the end.
They did. It was a pretty nervous time, though, wasn't it? Again, I think, we look at the overall game and the way England went about it. It felt like it was going to be very similar to the Ghana game, didn't it? Just because of the way that, they set up, and it was how they were going to break them down. But, we got there in the end. I felt that they tired. I think the only thing that stands out for me is that, the chances that was conceded, that could have easily been a different scoreline. But, I felt that we left ourselves exposed at times because we were trying to go and get that all-important goal, which we did eventually, Bellingham, and it was great to see Kane on the score sheet.
Chances conceded, that's going to be a huge thing to look at for Thomas Tuchel.
It is. I mean, the Croatia game was one that stood out as well. We were conceding so many chances, and the reflection of the game could have been completely different, like tonight. And that's the thing that obviously Thomas Tuchel's got to look at. I know we're going to get to them sort of stages where we are playing, the big hitters that are in this tournament, and that's where, you're going to get punished. So I think something for him to think about, but the most important thing is we've topped the group.
And right back continues to be a worry, another injury by the looks of it.
Yeah, I know, and this is the thing. I mean, you come into these competitions and you are going to get injuries, there's no doubt of that. And Quanta going off, obviously another concern at that position. Obviously James as well. Obviously Jed Spencer's come on, he can play in that position, but you know, that seems to be the only way that you can sort of look at it. You could push Contra across onto the right hand side. He's played there. Listen, it's not a big worry. My worry and concern is that we need to be scoring goals. We need to be putting teams to the sword, and that's the concern tonight, is that we haven't done that again.
Arsenal fans, something huge could be developing behind the scenes at the Emirates, and the latest transfer reports have sent supporters into a frenzy. The Gunners are being linked with a massive double signing that could cost around £130 million, and if these moves happen, it could completely change Arsenal's ambitions for the new season. The latest updates connected with Fabrizio Romano have created serious excitement as Arsenal continue their search for players who can help Mikel Arteta's squad finally reach the next level. The club has already shown they are willing to invest heavily when the right opportunity appears, and this potential double deal could be another statement of intent. In today's video, we are breaking down everything you need to know about Arsenal's shocking transfer situation, the possible arrivals, the Bouaddi links, and why these moves could be exactly what Arteta needs to build a stronger title-challenging squad. Arsenal have been one of the most exciting teams in European football, but the competition at the top has become stronger than ever. Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and other rivals are constantly improving, meaning Arsenal cannot afford to stand still. This is why the summer transfer window could be extremely important. Mikel Arteta has created a clear identity at Arsenal. The team plays with intensity, confidence, and tactical discipline. But to win major trophies, every position needs competition, quality, and players who can handle the pressure of big moments. A £130 million investment would show that Arsenal are ready to make another huge step forward. The possible arrival of Bouaddi has caught the attention of many supporters. Arsenal have a history of identifying talented young players with massive potential, and this type of signing fits perfectly with the club's long-term strategy. The idea is not only to improve the squad today but also to build a team that can dominate for years. But the big story is the possibility of two major additions arriving together. A double signing of this level would immediately raise expectations around the Emirates. Fans would expect these players to bring quality, energy, and the winning mentality needed for a serious title challenge.